All right, so the project that I worked on this semester was called the Future Aces Project. Um, what I did was a free junior tennis event. We did ages 5 through 12. It included free professional tennis instruction, equipment, rackets, accessories, as well as a free meal and information about future opportunities as well. So the goals for the event were to have 40 kids in attendance. I felt like with the area that I was using for the event and kind of thinking about it ahead of time that was a good number that we could keep the experience high as well as still reach a large number of kids. And our goal was to raise $1,000 throughout the fundraising to put on the event and be able to offer the kids some extra giveaways and stuff to help them out in the future. So this was accomplished through planning and preparation. It took weeks and hours to coordinate, everything from food, volunteers, donations, making sure the signups had enough people, promoting it, social media, everything else combined. It was quite the production. Partnerships were very important with me. I had 5 organizations that I partnered with. The reason I put CTA on here, Columbia Tennis Association, is because they actually donated 35 rackets and $500 towards the project. So as far as organizations and monetary, help for the project, that was phenomenal. The rest of it was done through community support. That's how we got donations, and we had volunteers helping out as well. So this is an example of some of the social media and marketing materials that I made. This is the theme. So I did a few of these, but this is kind of the theme of all the posts. You can see on the banner that we printed out, "Learn tennis, live longer." That was kind of the highlight saying that I was using in a lot of my posts. And I would change the live longer part. So everything said learn tennis, but if I had one about bone density or any other mental health, anything like that, I would change that part and keep learn tennis. So that was the structure for it. This is the initial flyer, and this was kind of what you send out. If I had someone like Breakpoint, for example, they were going to put it up in their store. So this was able to give them enough information and both QR codes, one for donating, one for sign up. So that was very helpful to us. Just to recap the organizations I worked for or that helped us out in the project. Breakpoint is like a local racket store. They helped us with promotion. Dunlop helped with pricing. I'm wearing the hat today actually to represent for this presentation. So they were very helpful, giving us good deals and helping us promote. Columbia Tennis Association, like I said, donated the rackets and $500, so that was extremely helpful. Spring Valley Country Club is where we hosted the event, did not cost us anything. And USTA South Carolina was a big help in promoting and mentorship. They did help me a lot with some questions I had. So, and this is the Instagram. I took this screenshot right after we finished, so almost 2,000 views in the last 30 days. I felt like that was a good interaction for posting on Instagram. Let's see. So these are some more pictures, sign-in table, banner signing. This is all of us together with the banner, a couple sponsorship banners in the background. This is where we serve the food at. You can see a couple volunteers also helping out. And this is during the raffle, so you can see the kids are quite excited for that portion. Last couple things. This is kind of the form that they were filling out. So this is how I organized the data and was able to prepare for the project. Couple of giveaways. We had that bag filled with grips, shock absorber, water bottle, all types of stuff they need, can of tennis balls. This is the volunteer list and kind of what their goals and their tasks are for the day. So this is how I was able to keep it organized and tell them ahead of time what they were doing. And this is kind of our schedule for how we wanted the event to flow. So for evaluation, I relied on whether or not did I reach my goals or not. I did reach my goals. I had $1,200 donated, so $200 over the initial goal that I set. We also did have 40 kids in attendance, so we were at the max level. I was able to cut off signups, I think 3 or 4 days before the event. And I also did get feedback in person after the event, as well as during my email follow-up that I sent to all the parents. They gave me some good positive feedback from there as well. I did not have any negative feedback out of all the stuff I heard, so I was very happy with that. Key takeaways for me was I had a lot better engagement and results from personal communication versus, you know, like a mass post, mass email, stuff like that. That was an important key for me. Planning, like I said earlier, so many factors, so many different, you know, things. I think it showed me a lot about how to plan for something that has this many angles and this many layers to it. The community partnerships were absolutely key for me, not only with the donations, but the guidance, the promotion, and just making the project look better. You know, I think it was easier to send your kids there or to donate when we had the connections with these big organizations. I do think also that tennis accessibility is achievable. It's something I've been passionate about, and I think that, you know, just being able to put this event on that costs 100% nothing for these kids and give them the experience, you know, it can be done. That's what my last thing is, not the last Future Aces project. So I do plan to run another one in the fall. I'm hoping I can do 2 a year and, you know, keep the project going. So that's kind of my goal in the future. And last thing, if I can get this sticker off, I made a couple extra promotional items, you know, to remember the project. So there it is. I appreciate it. Thank you.